Hey, life group, pastors, leaders, station life pastors, campus pastors, whoever's listening to, this is the tips and tricks for mid-quarter training or mid-quarter connection for your leaders. Because your leaders need to be connected. They need a sense of connected. They need that sense, that personal touch. This is that extra thing that we offer to them. But how in the world do we get them to show up, or what should we do? Because here's what we also know is that depending on your station of life, depending on your campus, they're going to look different. Because Ned's got senior adults and he can do his on the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, and work fantastic. Well, that doesn't work for others. So that different stations in life work certain ways. And again, there's a variety of options out there. Because here's what we do know, offering options is key. If you offer one time, it's a good, and you're a large, you have many people, there's a large chance you're going to cut down. In fact, we know now, if you offer just an in-person one, you're going to cut out 30% of your people. So that's why for all of our groups, we're saying do an in-person. We think people are excited about that because campuses are open. Vista's open. I mean, we're like, not open for church, but open for meetings. And so we're offering them on 2 different Sundays. So those 2 different times are key, and we're both doing them at 10 o'clock, the same thing. So our different stations life have different rooms. So that works really well. But we're also, every one of them are also offering an online option, 1, 2, or 3, or 4. You can do that, again, depending on the size of your station life or the number of leaders that you're dealing with. And you can do breakouts too. Again, and there's a variety of ways that you can do that. So that's our plan at Vista. We're doing those 2 and then offering those onlines. You may decide, hey, I want to do 5 online meetings where we can connect. It's a 40-minute type meeting, and they actually might be less, but there's this way, hey, we want to connect with you in doing that. So, okay, Dave, great. Those are ideas, but how do we get them to go? We're going to feed them at Vista. We're still going to do that. We found a great deal through Panera. I think it's like $6 a piece. You go, Dave, can we spend money for that? Yeah, if you've got it in your budget, you can. I think we have saved an incredible amount so far. Again, you've got to look at each of your campus's budgets and figure that out, but that's what we're doing because we know that's an attraction piece to do that. So here are what we call the 5 I's for having a great meeting for people to show up. We got to inspire them. You got to tell them a story. Like, hey man, here's one of life change and growth in the midst of that. So you got to be ready to tell a story and help getting people excited and inspired about what's going, setting that vision, how God's working in spite of COVID. I mean, because he is, that's going on. You can ask that question to them and they can start sharing some of their own stories, but you as a leader need to be ready to give a great story. Then you want to inspect. And what that means is, hey, how are things going? What's going on? And so you ask them, hey, what's going well? What's being challenging to you? So that could be an interaction piece. That can tie in with the topic that you're going to do training on also, because then you can segue to that quite easily. So that can work really, really well. Pause. The other thing, when you ask them questions, you can go, hey, what do you guys think? And you can do this big group response, but you're going to just have the extroverts. That's why you want to do what we do in life groups. Hey, talk to a couple people next to you and then get feedback, because that ensures everybody's getting interaction. And that's super important if you're doing it online, that you know how to do some breakout rooms if you need to, and then bringing them back doing that. And you're also modeling to those online people how to do that. So one of those keys. So you want to inspect, then you want to instruct, give them a key piece or something they want to look, something that will help them lead their group. Now, Terry Murphy's doing the top 10 questions to ask how's your group doing really well. And it actually has to do with before the meeting, after the meeting, and during the meeting. And of course, are you hearing from everyone every week? That's one of the questions that's in there. And then he can zero in on one of those topics and do a little bit of training on whatever that highest one is. And so then, or Philip is doing one on dealing with conflict. So again, he can ask what's going well, what's not, and go, hey, you guys, when you run into conflict, here's some key principles to do that. Yes, you can reach out to them and find out what they're doing and steal their stuff, because we've all stolen it from everybody, right? So anyway, those are a couple ideas. And then you want to inform them. Like, what's the latest stuff going on at North Coast? What's some insider info that a life group leader or host can get that they don't normally get? And we'll send you some of the latest stuff that's happening that you can share. And again, that's one of those key little pieces to do that. And then finally is, which actually should be the first thing, you got to invite them. Like, well, duh, Dave, we're sending out an email. Yeah, but it's more than that. Yeah, there's the email invite, but there's an engagement. So marketing, how you're going to invite them. Like, I believe what Terry's going to do is he's going to send out a link to a WooFoo form. And hey, how would you rate yourself in this? And you can create whatever questions that you want by sending that out. You can text it out to them, because that's usually what works really well. Go take 30 seconds, fill this out, and we're going to hit on the topic is, hey, what makes your group really well? How to know if it's really going, or you could title it, how do you make sure people show up and come back every week? So again, you're setting it up, and you go, come join us. And if you have an RSVP, do that. So there's some key tips. I hope that helps you as you're looking at it. I'm out for this next week. This last time at the Ins house right here, we're moving. Didn't buy a house, we're renting, so we're not homeless, but we're moving forward. So crazy week. Again, reach out to Philip or Amber. She's doing communication for me while I'm out. And thanks, you guys. You guys rock, and I'm out. See ya.